Matthew says, worst thing about playing Jimmy is his inherent mediocrity. 12-5 would be great, but 5-12 would precipitate change. Going 9-8 is Cowboys life. Shake my head. I was talking about this with Bish on the phone on the way here. Like, there's a scenario where Jimmy plays just well enough to hold off Trey the rest of the year, and then you go into next year being like, well, Trey's still not ready. We're saying
you're in no man's land. You're in no man's land.
That could happen.
I think that these are the issues that people are bringing up, are the reasons we said just rip the Band-Aid off and live with the ups and downs of starting Trey Lance week 1. The Niners have already created this bed when they decided to keep a $25 million quarterback this season under roster and pay him like one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. So they're reaping what they're sowing right now, and they're going to have to ride it out with Jimmy Garoppolo for this year. It's their problem.
The coach says it's Kyle's personality and social skills. Those who don't like Kyle as a coach don't like him as a person, and it's understandable. Has nothing to do with football, but I get it. It's part of it. But actually, I kind of like Kyle. Like, I don't mind Kyle. I know he doesn't like me, but it's fun to mess with him a little bit. Honestly, I don't care. I don't dislike Kyle. I disapprove of his social skills, of course, but I think a lot of people that support Kyle, it's personal. Like, you've known him a long time. You know his dad. You know the family. You believe in him. I think there's a little bit of a personal feeling one way or another.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. But I actually do buy this. I think his personality, because it is a little bit cool. I'm too cool for school a little bit, and when they're winning, he's a bad. Can I say the Jimmy Ward word?
Go ahead.
He's a badass. But when they're losing, it's frustrating because you feel like he's not telling you, and the things he's doing doesn't make sense. It's a little bit Belichickian, right? Because when Belichick, everything's winning, nobody looks at him for cutting Lawyer Malloy a week before the season. In fact, they applaud him.
Yeah. Belichick could do something.
But you lose the Super Bowl and you sit Malcolm Butler, and even if you're Bill Belichick, people are like, what the hell?
Because Belichick held a hard line with N'Keal Harry when he had nothing else, and everyone's like, see, Belichick doesn't mess around. The Niners are doing the same thing with the next Arizona State wide receiver, but he's not Bill. He's not Bill.
Right,
Sorry,
exactly.
If you want to do that, how many coaches have failed trying to be like Bill Belichick?
Exactly. But my point more or less is just to say when the Niners do well, right, this personality is lovable. True. And when the Niners don't do well, it can get old real fast.
Yeah, man, if Kyle was winning like with this personality or whatever, I would praise him.
Right.
I mean, it's whatever works.
But this goes back to after 2019, everybody was so quick to put him in that elite tier of head coaches because it felt like this personality when they were winning, he's the baddest MF out there. But now that they had a rough season last year, I mean, they had a couple things that went wrong for them that was out of their control, but they also lost games that they should have won even with people who were playing. And this season has started off poorly, losing 3 straight, with 2 being division games and 1 being at home to a football team that's not very good in Seattle. It's wearing on people.
I just think it's interesting that the coach's premise was Kyle Shanahan takes an inordinate amount of criticism because of his personality, when my premise is Kyle Shanahan gets an inordinate amount of praise because of his name. And maybe there's truth in between. Maybe the people who don't like him use his personality as ammunition. The people that do like him use his bloodlines as evidence. Who knows? Anyway, it's a very interesting case study. The Kyle Shanahan. He's a Rorschach test. How do you feel about Kyle Shanahan? Easy Tino says Jalen Hurd plus Jerick McKinnon equals bad coach. Bad GM.
Yeah, bad GM. That goes back. I mean, we've talked about their draft picks ad nauseum. Their signings have mostly flopped. Yeah. Even their signings this year, their 2 big signings, Ebukam and Mack, have been flops.
David says, please define a good coach, Vish. We know he's not elite, but he's not checking most of your listed criterions.
I mean, I think...
I don't think he's been a good coach this year, but I think what Vish is saying is you can't judge him on 5 games.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can't judge him on 5 games. He had a good year in 2019. Let's see how he finishes up the year. I think that's a fair stance to take. I mean, I wouldn't say fire Kyle today. I'd say fire Jed today for sure. Where's the freaking jet sweep, Kyle? I bet we see it this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think just saying run the jet sweep is difficult because the jet sweep wasn't all that popular when the Niners were running the hell out of it in 2019 and stuff. Now every team has a jet sweep and every team has a designated Deebo Samuel type player to run the jet sweep. So defenses have been very good in terms
True.
of being able to be on their P's and Q's when they see a motion, having a guy account for the jet sweep and all of that. So it's not as simple as they can just run it, because it's harder to run in today's NFL. I think fronts are much better in terms, and defenses just defend it much better. The difference is we used to see the next evolution of how he varies off of the jet sweep, and he would
Right.
have that
And we're
ready
waiting.
for you this year, and he
Waiting.
doesn't
It
have
ain't
it.
quarterback draw.